All right, we'll get started in a minute. I want to see how many people's going to come on. If I'm going to piss a bunch of people off, I want to do it all at one time. Hopefully, everybody's having a good night because I'm probably going to shit in somebody's evening for sure. All right, we'll kill a minute and talk about uh, what's up, Michael Landowski, constitutional carpenter, Montferrat. What's up, Jessica Messer? That's probably Joe, her husband. I don't know if she watches this or not, but what really set me off is this morning. Everybody talking about the smoke coming in from Canada and that. Now, what set me off was I had a couple buddies comment, close friends of mine, back in the partying days when we rode in the motorcycle clubs together, talking about the air pollution from the smoke from Canada. Now, these are guys that, like me, they smoke cigarettes. These guys drink beer, whiskey. In the younger days, snorted cocaine, methamphetamine, everything else. And they're talking about smoke coming from Canada. I'm like, dude, the shit we fucking did when we were young, the chemicals we put in our fucking bodies, you're gonna cry about fucking smoke. I guarantee if they were burning tires and that shit, it didn't do as much damage to our bodies as when we were young and out partying. I don't give a shit about the smoke. I smoke 2 to 3 packs of cigarettes a day. I drink anywhere from 12 to 14 of these rippets a day, sometimes 16. I don't drink water. I don't drink milk. I drink 1 or 2 cups of coffee in the morning, first thing, and then I only drink rippets. I am not the least bit worried about that fucking smoke coming from fucking Canada. Trust me, there ain't nothing in that that's going to do any more damage to my body, and you don't get a body like this by taking care of it. It just don't happen. You know, there's nothing in that smoke coming from Canada that's going to do half the amount of damage that me and some of the guys when I was younger did to our fucking selves. So that kind of got me on a roll. Then while I work, I put the earbuds in because I'm climbing up and down telephone poles working. And I put on some of these prepper channels or gun channels and stuff like that. And of course, same bullshit. World War III, World War III, the end of the world. Buy your, go on my website, buy your gas mask, buy your potassium iodide, buy this, buy that. Look, dude, if there's a nuclear fucking war, a couple different things is going to happen. If the motherfucker lands within the blast zone of me, I'm vaporized. It's done and over. If I'm outside the blast zone, depending on how far outside the blast zone I am, I have a little bit of time to get in my house. Block off any windows, doors, stuff like that, where the dust can come in, because the dust is going to be radioactive. Got a little bit of time to take my potassium iodide pills. Get my gas mask out with my NBC filter just in case. Or I'm far enough away from the blast zone where I have plenty of time before the prevailing wind blows that shit to me. I'm not going to get into how long, all that. I'm not going to worry about it. What's going to be is what's going to be. But you have a certain amount of time, depending on how far away from the blast zone you are. You can look up all this stuff. I can't remember it off the top of my head. But you have a certain amount of time, take shelter, get to the farthest way from doors, exterior walls, and stuff like that. You take potassium iodide. You can't go outside for 2 to 3 weeks because that radioactive fallout's going to hit the ground. But that stuff deteriorates real quickly. And yes, there'll be shit in the ground. You probably won't be able to grow food in that. You need to have a plan for that. Maybe you got some bags of soil, stashed somewhere. They're sealed up, whatever. I don't know. I'm not getting into the whole prepping thing. It just irritates me when they say you got to go to my website, buy my shit, buy my expensive fucking prepper food, whatever. You know what? If you're on a fucking budget, you go to fucking Walmart, you go to your grocery store, Kroger, Farmer Jack, Piggly Wiggly, whatever it is. If you're buying 2 cans of corn for the fucking week for different dinners, buy 4 cans of corn. Ain't that expensive. Throw them in a fucking box. Throw them in a tote. Stick them away in a closet or whatever. I mean, the whole prepping thing ain't got to be that fucking hard. And when I prep, I buy the same food that I eat all the time so that when I get into my prepping food, I'm still eating the same type of stuff I eat all the time. The whole fucking fear trying to scare everybody to buy their bullshit pisses me off. Then you got other ones. Red alert, red alert. Russia's gonna nuke us or nuke Ukraine today, and then that's the beginning of nuclear war. You, me, nobody else can stop Russia from doing what they're gonna do. You can't stop Ukraine from doing what they're gonna do. And to be honest with you, I don't give a fuck. It's not my fucking problem. And there lies the thing that really fucking set me off. And this is probably most likely gonna get me in trouble with YouTube. And I really don't give a fuck. It is what it is. But if any of you have been watching YouTube videos since the coup, on Vladimir Putin, that these prepper channels were all on there. Oh, this is it for Putin. Putin's done. Putin's done. You know what? Putin's still there. And all the people saying Ukraine, Douglas McGregor and Ritter and all them saying this is the end of Ukraine, this is the end of Ukraine. They're done, they're done. You know what? Ukraine's still fighting. Putin's still president. Wagner hasn't fallen out a window. Third story window or nothing. So, quit reporting shit that you don't know what the fuck's going on. You're fucking guessing and scaring the fuck out of people. And I don't know why people are getting so fucking scared anyway. Because the minute you're born, you already started fucking dying. You might live to be 100 years old. You might live to be 50. You might be like my baby brother and not even make it to 30 because you have an accident at work and die. Guess what? There's no expiration date tattooed on your arm or your forehead or your foot or whatever saying you're going to die on this day. Do you really want to fucking live every fucking day scared to death? You're not going to go on vacation because, the nuclear war, World War III might start today, or, oh man, I'm not leaving my house because this might happen. You know what? Go out and live your fucking life because you could walk across the fucking street and get fucking killed tomorrow. You could go to take a shower before you go to bed tonight, slip in the bathtub, break your fucking neck and die. These people are playing on fear, and it irritates the fuck out of me when they do that shit. And it irritates me that people are so fucking afraid to live their fucking lives. Nobody lives forever. Nobody. Every fucking morning I wake up, it's a blessing. Because today could have been my last day. I could die in my sleep. I could go get in a car wreck on the way to work tomorrow and die. So don't fucking worry about what you can't fucking change. If I was really worried about dying, if I was really worried about cancer from nuclear fallout or whatever, I mean, if dying and cancer scared the fuck out of me, I wouldn't be smoking 2 packs, sometimes 3 packs of these a fucking day. If I was really worried about dying, I'm sure these things are fucking helping me out, drinking 14 to 16 of them a day. Why do I smoke? Because I fucking enjoy smoking. And life's short. I'm gonna fucking enjoy myself. Why do I drink these? Because I enjoy drinking them. Life's short. I'm gonna enjoy life. It's amazing. You can actually enjoy life. And what really cracks me up is these stupid motherfuckers saying we got to go to Ukraine. Oh, we got to go to Ukraine. We got to send them money. We got to send them tanks. We got to send them planes. Their fucking armies are fucking dying. At some point, they're not going to want your fucking tanks. They're not going to want your fucking planes. They're still going to want your fucking money, though. They're going to want your fucking sons and daughters, your brothers and sisters, your cousins. And if you've been watching Twitter, I'm sure you've seen the fucking video where a whole fucking platoon of fucking Ukrainian soldiers got wiped out. 3 young kids were left. That's all that was left out of the platoon or whatever it was. And they're in the trench. And the commander's telling them, get your ass back out there and fight. And they're like, we're not doing it. There's only 3 of us. We can't hold the line. He's like, get your ass out there. Finally, one of them says, you go first. This fucking asshole throws a fucking hand grenade in there and blows up 3 fucking kids. So if you think you need to, we all need to support Ukraine, because I never signed a fucking agreement to support anybody. The only fucking country I support or give a fuck about is the United States of fucking America, and that's it. And the only fucking people I'm going to risk my life for is my fucking family, the people I care about, and the United States of America, and that's it. But if you feel so fucking strongly about fighting for fucking Ukraine or fighting for Russia, either one, I don't give a fuck. Both of them will take you. They're taking anybody 18 to 65 and they'll fucking pay you. So put your fucking money where your mouth is, jump on a fucking plane, run over to Ukraine or run over to fucking Russia and sign the fuck up. And maybe they won't snatch some fucking kid off the fucking street and force him out on the front fucking lines. You might save some kid's life. And the commander might throw a fucking grenade in there and blow your ass up too. You know, the same fucking side. So, probably pissed a lot of fucking people off. And I'm sure as this video plays on, I'm going to piss a whole fucking lot more off. And I'm sure this one's going to get me a strike. And guess what? I don't give a fuck. Because I don't get paid for doing this. I do this because I fucking want to. And then when I don't want to, like the last couple months, I don't do it. I'm not selling you anything. I'm not asking you for anything. I don't want nothing. I do this because it's a way for me to voice my fucking opinion and piss people off. Piss little liberal, whiny, crybaby motherfuckers off. And that's the only reason I do this fucking channel. It's just to hurt fucking feelings. Now I'll go through the comments and see what y'all think, because like I said, I'm sure I pissed some people off. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Alright, let's rant. Yep, that's what I'm doing. James Hayden, I am definitely ranting. I am doing fine, Cliff. Sassy, US, or us. 1 or 2, yep. Nope, don't want to do that. I don't want to delete the comment. I'm trying to scroll down. I'm not good with this technology shit. We both do, brother. God bless you. Watching you from Israel or from Brazil. Hey, like I said, life's short, man. Quit fucking worrying about every fucking thing. You might fucking just die, like I said, slipping in the fucking bath tube. Go fucking enjoy life. But thank you for watching from Brazil. I'm smoking and drinking right now, Michael Landowski. Yeah, I'm smoking another one. It's wood burning, sassy, ungrateful peasant. Hey, brother, how you doing? Dante, the smoke is doing damage to businesses with outdoor dining areas. Dude, I can smoke a cigarette and fucking eat a sandwich at the same exact fucking time. I mean, it ain't spoiling nothing for me. Um, I got my camera set on a tripod. It's been hazy as hell today out here in Michigan. Matter of fact, my daughter works for a school system, and they wouldn't let the kids outside because the smoke and that. So, you know, I don't know, man. When I was growing up, we used to burn wood. Hell, the old man next door burned up poison ivy in the fire pit, and I'm deathly allergic to poison ivy. I inhaled that fucking smoke blowing over in our yard. I had poison ivy in my eyes, in my throat, my nose, my ears. Like I said, I'm just not going to worry about it. Period. You know? Hello from Russia. Yeah, you guys are getting demonized. Like I said, there's two sides to that story, and ain't nobody in this fucking country knows what the fuck's going on. I ain't got no hard feelings towards Russian people. I ain't got no hard feelings towards Ukrainian people. But I tell you what, lots of Ukrainian people fled their country and ran to Poland and wherever else. Why the would I give a shit about going over there and defending their country when they ran the fuck off from the motherfucker? You know, and that's the other thing. Everybody's talking about we have to go, you know, we have to help Ukraine. Their borders being invaded. Our fucking borders being invaded by fucking illegals every fucking day. The same people saying we have to get involved with Ukraine because Russia's invading their sovereign space don't have a problem with illegals invading our place. They're fucking idiots. Thank you, Joe. Wow, I don't think I ever had anybody from Russia over or on this channel before. KGB agent Elon Vladimirovich Musk. I probably screwed that name up. Yeah, I don't believe Russia's looking to nuke anybody. If Russia was going to fucking nuke somebody, they would have already fucking done it. And here's the other thing. Everybody's talking about how evil Putin is. Now, I don't know Putin. I'm not like I said, I'm an America first. And I hope that if you're from Brazil or if you're from Russia or if you're from fucking Czechoslovakia or wherever, you put your country first. That's what you should do. But like I said, there's two sides to every story. You know, and the media's painting Putin out to be this just terrible person. And like I said, I got no dog in the fight. I don't give a fuck either way. But if Putin was as nasty as the media's making him out, he would have steamrolled through fucking Ukraine in a couple weeks, killed every fucking living thing there, and if he couldn't, he'd have nuked that son of a bitch. For whatever reason, he has been taking his time in doing precision stuff. So I'm not, you know, and it's funny because for how many years have we listened to Bush, Barack Obama, presidents before them talk about how Ukraine's the most corrupt country in the world? Now, and I'm not saying the Ukrainian people are. I feel bad for the Ukrainian people. I feel bad for the Russian people. Just like America. They're caught in the fucking politics of a bunch of rich motherfuckers that don't give a shit about fucking nobody. But Ukraine's the most corrupt country in the fucking world. And then Russia invades Ukraine on whatever you want to call it, a special military operation or whatever else. People were calling CNN, NBC, ABC fake news. All of a sudden now, because Russia bad, Putin bad, whatever, everybody believes CNN and NBC and that. This fucking country is so fucking full of shit, man. You can grab these motherfuckers by that fucking nose ring, that ring going through their nose, and just lead them whichever fucking way you want. I don't trust no politician in this country. Republican, Democrat, liberal, independent, none of them. Every fucking one of them gets rich in 4 fucking years, and they're millionaires. Every one of them, by the time they've done 1 or 2 terms, they got fucking millions. Look at AOC. How does a stupid ass fucking bartender, now she's worth fucking millions? She ain't writing no books. She obviously ain't doing no fucking speeches or nothing like that, because I don't think she can put fucking 5 words together that make fucking sense. But she's a fucking millionaire. Come on, give me a fucking break. These fucking people are out for themselves. They're not out for you. I told dude that if I had $5 for every ladies and gentlemen you say, then I'd have some money to buy some shit. Then I was removed and I don't see them anymore. Well said. Thank you, Gary E. KGB agent, bless the Lord. Absolutely. And that's another thing. I am of Christian belief. I am not a good Christian. Obviously, you hear how I fucking talk. You see me smoking cigarettes. That's a sin. This is a sin. You're supposed to treat your body like a temple. But I have fucking morals. I'm not into child grooming and motherfucking trannies running around shaking their shit at fucking kids, and politicians and lawyers and judges going over to fucking taking the Lolita Express over to fucking islands and fucking with kids. You know, there's a lot of shit that fucking, I've done lots of bad shit in my life, but you know what? There ain't no fucking excuse for fucking lying, cheating, stealing, and fucking with kids. You want to be an asshole, fucking go out, raise hell, get drunk, get in fights, do your own fucking thing, whatever. Leave fucking kids alone. And don't be fucking stealing other people's shit when they work fucking hard for it. Like they steal out of our fucking paychecks every fucking day or every week when they take the taxes out. Thank you, Thomas Rees. Yeah, the U.S. Army is going to have a recruitment problem because I know how I feel, and I'll fight for my country in a heartbeat. But I ain't no way in fucking hell, me, my kids, my grandkids, or any of my family are going over and fighting for some other fucking country. We've already done that enough. We went to Vietnam. We went to fucking Iraq, Afghanistan. I've lost enough fucking family members fighting for corrupt politicians. That shit ain't happening. If they ain't invading the U.S., ain't none of my family getting involved. Fuck them. Thank you, Sergeant Rock. Thank you, Blade Obsession. Thank you, Country Girl. Miss Silk. Yes. And you know what? And let's talk. KGB talked about that. Some Ukrainians actually fled to Russia. I don't like to get into my personal shit. My personal shit's my personal shit. There was a little girl that was friends with my son. She said she was Russian. She was actually from Ukraine, but I think and I can't remember, she didn't stay long with us, but she stayed with us for a little bit with my family. And I very much liked the little girl. But I think she was from down in that part of Ukraine where they voted to become part of Russia. And she told me what these fucking Ukrainian police, Ukrainian politicians, Ukrainian military did to young girls and young boys in these fucking orphanages. Because her and her brother got stuck in a fucking orphanage. Their mom died when they were very little. She got adopted by an American family. She doesn't know what happened to her brother. They got split up. But she told me some of the sick shit that these fucking people in power do to these little fucking girls and little fucking boys. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot of sympathy for Ukraine. And I'm not saying everybody in Ukraine's that way. I'm sure most of the citizens are decent people. I'm sure it's just like the politicians here, you know, all of them. The judges here and that and probably three-letter organizations here, you know, how they all went to Epstein Island. Well, I'm sure that them rich politicians and military and all that stuff, you know, did their own little thing in them orphanages, just like our politicians here in America did over on Epstein Island. Pretty sure it works that way in every fucking country. I might be wrong. Just my opinion. I'm giving an opinion. So yeah, I have a little personal distaste for that because that affected me personally. And I'm sure fucking rich politicians and shit fuck with little kids here in fucking America too in orphanages. Although I don't really think we have orphanages anymore. Most of the time, these kids go to these foster homes and that. And I'm sure the majority of foster homes are good. But every one of us has read stories about foster homes where the foster parents were diddling the kids and that. So yeah, I don't like that shit. That you want to piss me off? Fuck with the kids. That'll piss me off. Absolutely ungrateful peasant. We're being told everything but the truth. Pretty much anything you see, even in social media, even on fucking Twitter, in the regular news, is bullshit. Anybody that's telling you they know what the fuck is going on over there, unless they live over there, and they're telling you they know what the fuck's going on over there, they don't know shit. Just my personal opinion. Yeah, Hunter, I get going. That's why I'm sitting out here so my wife and my youngest daughter, but I mean, even though my youngest daughter's grown, that's why I'm sitting out here on the deck doing this so they don't have to hear me getting pissed off. And that's why you don't see a lot of shit on this channel because I named this channel a Pissed Off American for a reason. Because when I talk about this bullshit, I get fucking pissed off. Because, you know, these same fucking politicians that are supposed to represent us, because I'm 51 years old. I remember when politicians used to come on TV and they used to say, as your elected representatives, um, this and that. Now these motherfuckers come on there and they say, as your elected leaders, because they don't look at us as equals. They don't look at us as they fucking represent us. We are fucking modern day slaves. Doesn't matter if you're black, you're white, you're yellow. You can be motherfucking green or purple or pink or any fucking color. If you're fucking working and paying taxes, you're a slave to this fucking country. You pay taxes. It's funny how they're always talking about how they're running out of money for Social Security, but they ain't running out of money for welfare. They're running out of money for this and that. Can't afford to fix the roads, but we can send billions of dollars over to other countries. And it ain't just fucking Ukraine. We send money to Syria. We send money to every fucking country out there. We go in, blow these fucking countries up. These politicians get rich off of these military contracts with Boeing and everything else. And then they take our tax dollars and say, well, now we got to go fix it up. You know, we blew it up. Democracy, you know, we got to build schools for these kids and this and that. Dude, like I said, when motherfucking dumbass AOC is worth fucking millions, you know these motherfuckers are not looking out for you and me. My brother Plowboy's ghost. Yeah, they sure ain't running out of money for influence and control of anything. You know, here's the funny thing is, too, little history lesson. Go back in time. Ukraine used to be a pro-Russian country. Our government, along with the CIA, went over there, did a coup, and they put a different government in. The government that's in now, not Zelensky. I think it was either the guy before him or the guy before that. I think it was Obama that helped overthrow the original Ukrainian pro-Russian government. You know, kind of like we do in every country. We go in countries and overthrow governments. And let me tell you something. Like I said, I think Putin's been pretty damn fucking good for being in a war about not trying. I mean, come on. He could have steamrolled through that country. It didn't take him long to go through Crimea and take that. He's being very careful about not doing the least amount of destruction, or at least in my opinion, looking at wars. Look at what we do when we go to war. First thing we do is we go in and we knock out the power. We knock out communications. We take out roads. We just destroy everything. They still got power in Kyiv. They still got telephones and communications and that. To me, that doesn't look like a guy that's trying to destroy a country. It looks like a guy that, whether he wants to take the country over or whatever, he's trying to do the least amount of damage to the country and the least amount of casualties. I'm not pro-Putin. I'm pro-America. I'm not even pro-fucking Trump. I don't trust no politician. I don't think Trump was a bad guy. But Trump did shit that pissed me off, like the bump stock ban. And he was all for taking guns through red flag laws and let the courts figure it out. And as a matter of fact, even Trump, during Trump's presidency, had talked about making pistol braces register as SBRs. So no, I'm not pro-Trump. I'm not pro any fucking politician that says he's a Republican or a conservative or a Democrat and socialist, communist. I know they don't call themselves that, but that's what they are. Liberals or anything else. If you're not a fucking constitutionalist, you don't believe in our Constitution 100 fucking percent. If you're not 100% behind our Constitution, freedom of speech, the Second Amendment, and so on, I'm not supporting you. That's why I say I won't vote no more. It doesn't matter who gets in. If you get somebody in that doesn't play ball like Trump, you don't get shit done. I mean, the Republicans and the Democrats both all fucking worked against him, you know. And if you get business as usual like Bush in, we go to wars, they fuck us over. I mean, until I find a fucking politician that believes 100% in the Constitution of the United States, one that will actually refer to the country as a fucking constitutional republic and not a fucking democracy. This country is not a democracy. This country is a fucking constitutional republic. So until one comes out and says it's a constitutional republic, I ain't fucking voting again. I ain't wasting my fucking time, because no matter, you know what? I used to be one of them people. You're voting for the lesser of the two evils. Well, you know what? If somebody diddles you with your underwear on, or they diddle you with your underwear off, one violates you just a little bit less than the other, but they're still violating you. Well, a little bit of evil and a lot of evil is still fucking evil. I ain't supporting evil. I don't want to get too far behind in these comments. Yeah, there's a good one. Ungrateful peasant. $600 million accounting error. Dude, if I make a $600 accounting error on my fucking taxes, them motherfuckers are going to penalize me, lock my ass up, and every other fucking thing if I can't pay for it. But these motherfuckers can make a $6 million accounting error, and that's fine. No problems. Yeah, this is the country we live in. You know, if I lie on a fucking form filling out a pistol, you know, when it asks, are you an unlawful user of drugs, marijuana, drugs, whatever, I'll get locked up. That's a fucking felony. But the son of the President of the United States can lie on it, and nothing happens to him. The son of the President of the United States can get in trouble with the IRS for not paying fucking taxes, and nothing happens to him. It's a two-tier justice system, and it ain't working for us. You know, Snapper, I hope more people, and it's good to see you, brother. I hope more people are waking up. But you know what? I'm not going to hold my breath. These motherfuckers didn't wake up before now. I'm just not going to buy it. I'm trying to figure out where I'm at in the comments. Give me just a minute. Yeah, absolutely, Plowboy. Dems, GOP, two trains heading in the same direction. Yeah, Snapper, I heard about that. And I don't know. I thought I heard something in a court case where they tried to get him for having shotgun shells and that, and it got thrown out. But I'm not positive. I'll have to look on that. Yeah, how many people who work for the government take drug tests? You know, honestly, I don't know. I ain't never worked for the government, and I ain't never gonna fucking work for the government. You want to talk about evil? You work for this government, you sold your soul. Just saying. You work for any of them three-letter agencies, you work for any politician, you sold your soul. Absolutely, America's a constitutional republic. And I'm tired of hearing these motherfuckers saying it's a democracy and this and that. It ain't a fucking democracy, it's a constitutional republic. Although Snapper said it looks like people are waking up. I have a little bit of hope. I'm not going to hold my breath, but I have a little bit of hope. People seem to be sticking with the whole Bud Light boycott. 255,000 people out of a possible 40 million actually registered their AR pistols, and the rest of them told the ATF that right there. So yeah, that's. I'm starting to get a little bit of hope, but I'm not going to hold my breath and nothing else and count on it. At the end of the day, I figure it's me and my family are on our own, you know. Oh, they didn't look at that, Snapper? That sucks. No one has to take a drug test? That's bullshit. The ATF never made a rule against blades. Is that like the shockwave thing? Ungrateful peasant? That's good, Joe. I've taught my kids and my grandkids and everybody else, I've explained to them that we're not a democracy, we're a constitutional republic. You know, the schools don't teach that shit no more. The schools don't teach anything anymore unless it's how to wear, for boys, how to wear dresses, and for girls to wear stuff that pushes their breasts in so they don't look like girls no more. What about the monetary change or monetary system change coming soon? I mean, they're going to do what they're going to do. There ain't a fucking thing we can do about it. I I'm preparing the best I can. I've got a little bit of cash put away. It's not sitting in the bank or nothing. Before cash, before cash is worthless, I'll find something to spend it on that I can use for trading. You know, and they can do this Fed coin and whatever the hell they want. People are going to trade. You know, drugs is illegal, and people find a way to spend money on drugs, and the drug dealers find a way to hide their money when they, you know, do whatever with it. People find a way to get around taxes and shit all the time. People just start trading. You know, they'll you have this that I want, I have that you want. People will trade. I mean, you'll still have to have some Fed money or whatever to like go into the stores and that, but I think there'll be a whole lot of trading going on between neighbors and friends and stuff like that. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, if I had any kids in school, it wouldn't be a public school. I, you know, I never graduated high school. I went back and got a GED. I'm not real school smart, book smart. Um, but I'd have found a neighbor or something that was homeschooling their kids and actually knew what the hell they were doing, and I'd put my kids in that. Thank God my kids are all grown. I don't have a say, so to speak, in what my kids do with my grandkids. You know, if they put them in public schools, most of them are too little. I've got a couple that are old enough to go to public schools, and they do. But, I mean, that's their parents' choice. I mean, this is fucking America, you know? I have the choice to believe the way I want to believe. You have the choice to believe the way you want to believe. When I come on here, I'm not telling you what to think. This is fucking America. Think for yourself. If I tell you something, don't take my fucking word for it. Go research it yourself. Figure it out, you know? But, you know, if you want to be a Democrat, that's your fucking right to be a Democrat. But I also have the right to tell you you're a fucking idiot if I feel like it. I mean, that's freedom of speech. You know, if you want to send your kids to public schools, it's not my place to tell you not to do it, you can't do it, or nothing else. It's your job as a parent to raise your kids the way you believe your kids should be raised. I don't believe in you forcing your opinion on me or me forcing my opinion on you. I tell people all the time, you want to be gay? Be gay. You want to be queer? Be queer. You want to be a fucking cross-dressing tranny? Go do your fucking thing. Just understand that I don't have to accept it as okay. I'm not going to accept it as okay. You're not going to teach my kids or my grandkids that it's okay. Do your fucking thing. But don't be coming out trying to tell me I got to fucking accept it or I got to tolerate it or anything else. No, I don't got to. You know? Yeah, down south, ungrateful peasant, a lot of trading goes on. That's where my family, like, you know, my dad, when I was growing up, my stepdad, um, his whole family was from down south. So, I mean, that's just how they did things. Yeah, well, Blade Obsession, if they freeze my bank account or my assets, they ain't gonna be freezing much because there ain't never nothing in it. You know, I get a little bit of extra money, I buy a gun, or I buy bullets, or I buy reloading stuff, or I buy motorcycle parts. I can trade that stuff off later on. I can enjoy that stuff. You know what? That's the other thing. You can't take it with you when you fucking go. When you die, I mean, I guess you could throw it in a coffin with you if you get buried, but you know, you can't take it with you when you fucking go. So my attitude is whatever money I make, forwards, and socked money away. I know a guy that's damn near a millionaire. Worked 50 years in Fords. I think he's in his 70s now. Has a ton of money, and now he's too old, broken down to go on vacation or do pretty much anything with it. Them damn frogs is loud tonight, but he's got all this money and can't enjoy it. So what the fuck good is it? Yeah, PA Patriots. I do a lot of trading for bike parts or whatever. Absolutely, we need morals and values put back into this country. Here you go. Any liberals that watch this, they're going to get pissed off right now. I taught all my kids growing up, and some of my kids had friends that was gay. I don't give a fuck. Just don't come here acting gay. Act like a normal person. But I told every one of my kids, and I wasn't joking, you come home and tell me you're gay, I'm disowning you. I'm walking away from you. You know, I taught my kids about God. I didn't take them to church like they should be or nothing else, but me and my wife taught them about God. And I always told my kids, your relationship with God is between you and God. But that book has some firm rules in it. And one of them says, man don't sleep with man and woman don't sleep with woman. So if you do that, I told all my kids, I disown you. I don't know who you are. And if that pisses people off, I really don't give a shit. I try to teach my kids to have some morals and some values. Like I said, I don't care what your kids do. That's between you and your kids. I don't care what you do in your personal life. That's your personal life. But I don't have to accept something I don't agree with. And if you don't agree with me, you don't have to fucking accept what I fucking say. Matter of fact, if you don't like what I'm saying, it's real easy to just click the button and shut the video off. And if you're subscribed, it's even easier to hit that unsubscribe button if you don't like what I'm saying. Ungrateful peasant, I have so many of these tree frogs around here, and I swear, I like to come out here and do videos. For one thing, I like to be outside. I work outside. But I swear, man, I get going in a video and they want me to make them famous or something. Just about every live I do out here, they get going and you can hear them in it. Maybe they're telling me they agree with me. Maybe them frogs is telling me I'm just an old dumbass. I don't know. Vinny, thank you. Like I said, I ain't trying to offend nobody, but you do your own fucking thing. Me and my wife, we don't walk around through stores. I'm not groping her in front of people. We're not making out in front of fucking people. We're straight. We don't need to advertise it or nothing else. If you're fucking queer, be queer. But you don't got to be making out with your fucking boyfriend in the fucking store in front of my fucking kids or my grandkids. You know, I don't make out with my wife out in public. You don't, if you that's your thing, do your thing. Keep it in your fucking house. Me and my old lady want to have some intimate time. We don't go out and do it in public. We do that shit at home. If we're gonna show affection, ain't none of nobody else's business. Dude, I don't know if Hunter, I don't know if I'm telling it like it is or not. I'm just telling you my fucking opinion. And this channel here is for me to rant. And if you want to fucking rant in the comments, hey, we can all rant together. I really don't care. Like I said, I'm not monetized. This channel will never be monetized anyway because I don't say what YouTube wants. So I couldn't monetize this channel if I wanted. I don't want to monetize this channel. This channel is for me to say whatever the fuck I want, whenever the fuck I want. I'm not censoring myself for fucking money. Not on this channel, I'm not. This is free speech channel. If I got something to say, I'm gonna fucking say it. Now my other channel, I may decide to monetize that someday, or I may not. I don't know, but I can promise you this channel will never be monetized. Before YouTube took the old one down, it was at 20,000 subs, and they wouldn't monetize that one because I'm going to tell you what I think, how I feel, and they don't like the way I think and feel. So, you know what? Fuck it. I don't sell my soul for money. And this channel is for me to say how I feel about things. I'm just not selling myself for money. I'm not Canadian Prepper. I ain't going to tell you what you want to hear, sugarcoat the shit. and then try and sell you a bunch of shit at the end of my video. It's just not me. Exactly, Vinny. It's private life. Like I said, my wife, some friends of mine and hers, both their daughters are gay. Both their daughters come over to my house and go swimming in my swimming pool. And they bring their girlfriends. But you know what? They're not holding hands at my house. They're not making out at my house. They're not saying vulgar shit at my house. When they come to my house, they act like two girls having fun, going swimming. They don't talk about gay shit at my house. And like I said, the day they did, I'd toss their asses out. Get the fuck out of here. But I don't give a fuck what they do in their personal life. That's their personal life. Leave me the fuck out of it. Miss Silk, this is who I am. Anybody that knows me will tell you. I ain't never been one to hold my tongue. If I got something to fucking say, I just say it. Although I usually try not to cuss in front of women and children, but when you get me going on politics, all bets are off. I find it very, very, very hard when I'm talking about politics not to swear. On my other channel, I don't swear, or I try not to ever swear. And it's not that hard because I'm not pissed off when I do my other channel. On this channel, I'm pissed off. Every fucking time I come on this channel, I'm pissed off. That's why it's called a Pissed Off American. This is where I come when I'm pissed off to vent, rant, and act like an asshole. But I don't know what else to talk about. I mean, if you guys want to throw something in the comments, I'll talk for a few more minutes. I just, I pissed some people off earlier today when they started that fucking, we need to go to Ukraine and send all this money to Ukraine. You know, and funny thing is two of the motherfuckers out of the three don't even fucking work. They got disabilities. One's on Social Security and the other's on fucking welfare. And they're not really friends of mine, they're people I know. And they're talking about, we gotta support Ukraine, we gotta help Ukraine. Motherfuckers, it ain't your fucking tax dollars they're sending over there. You know? Take your fucking happy ass over there and go fucking fight if you want to, support Ukraine. Otherwise, shut the fuck up about it, you know? I mean, that's just, like I said, that irritates the piss out of me. There's young kids over there fucking dying on both sides. And it's all politics. I guarantee you, here in the United States, you'll never see a politician's son fighting in a war. And I guarantee you, you'll never see a Ukrainian politician's son or daughter fighting in a war. And I guarantee you, if Putin's got kids, his kids ain't fighting in no war. It just ain't going to happen. They throw us peasants out there to fight in wars because they don't care about us. We're just cannon fodder. We're expendable. Yeah, we have so many issues in America that need to be resolved. Absolutely. You know, they talk about student debt. Well, I think with all the money we've sent to Ukraine, could have paid off a whole lot of student debt. Not that I think we should pay it off for them, but I'd rather see my money being spent paying off student debt for American citizens, whether I like them or not, than seeing it going over to a foreign country to help watch kids get blowed up, killed, and everything else. Uh, just my thought. I'm not a big fan of war. Damn it, Snapper! You and them Colt single action armies, man. I don't even have one, and what do you got? 3 now? Man, I'm jealous, brother. And that is good news. Congratulations. By the way, this is a free speech channel. If you don't agree with me, you're more than welcome to tell me in the comments. Unless you're just being a fucking troll. or being an asshole, I don't delete comments. I may not respond to it if I don't understand it or if I don't agree with it, but I mean I believe in free speech. Um, but I'm not gonna have people come on here and just troll or be dicks completely. You want to have an art, a disagreement? Tell me you think I'm wrong. That's fine. But if you're just coming on here trying to spread Democrat bullshit, yeah, I'll boot your ass right the fuck out of here. Yeah, well, I'll tell you right now, just like the Democrats did with Trump, Congress can impeach Merrick Garland. They can impeach Joe Biden. They can impeach Dettelberg or whatever that fat fuck in the ATF in charge of the ATF is. The Senate is not going to do anything. It'll be just like Trump. Yeah, he's impeached, but they're going to stay in their positions because the Senate's not going to do anything like to remove them. The Senate's controlled by the Democrats. They like the gun control. They like the FBI and the CIA and the ATF and everybody working for the Democrats. So, yeah, it don't matter. They can impeach them all they want. They're still not. It's not going to change nothing. And that's why I get pissed off at Republicans because, you know, these motherfuckers back when Bush first got in, they had the presidency, they had the Congress, and they had the Senate. And they've never done anything to protect Second Amendment rights or even First Amendment rights when they had the chance. I mean, hell, Bush proposed the Patriot Act. We lost more rights because of that act than probably we've ever lost in history. Even when Reagan was in, at one point when Reagan was in, the Republicans had the presidency, the Congress, and the Senate. When Trump first got in, they had they had the presidency, the Senate, and the Congress. They only pass, try and pass bills like abolish the ATF or this and that when they know it won't pass the Senate, and if it did, it would get vetoed by the president. I mean, Matt Gaetz, Jim Jordan, they're all blowing smoke up my ass and your ass. They give a fuck less about us. They'll never, ever, 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 I promise you, pass a bill that protects any of our rights when they have the power to do it. They only do this bullshit when they know it won't pass. Yeah, the Patriot Act was one of the worst things, and the sad part about it is I was one of the dumb fucks that bought into that shit. I really believe that 9/11 was done by terrorists and this and that, and I don't know, man. As time goes on and I see the crooked shit that the J6 shit, you know, all the other shit, them allowing BLM and Antifa, the mostly peaceful protesters to burn shit down. And I'm not a big fan of law enforcement, but they assaulted law enforcement, never got prosecuted or nothing else. It's very easy for me to believe that 9/11 was an inside job, and they did it intentionally just so that they could use the Patriot Act and so they could get into another war. Just my opinion. Snapper, I could never borrow one of them. For one thing, I'd be scared to death they'd get lost in the mail, stolen in the mail. If it didn't, I'd be afraid it broke or something. And then the worst thought is I might like it so much and I might not want to send it back, brother. But if I ever get down there to visit you, I definitely want to shoot them. I don't know nothing about Building 7. I'll have to look at that. Um, Maybe I do. Maybe it's something that they called it different. I don't know. I mean, I knew about the Pentagon and I knew about the Twin Towers. I don't know nothing about that, though. If I did, I'd say it on here because, like, what are they going to do? Give me a strike? Like, I give a fuck. you know? I'm on Twitter, too, and I'm on Rumble, so I could really give a shit less. I will look that up on Grateful Peasant and Liberty Ninja. I will look that up, too. Just like I said, I don't want to comment on things that I don't know nothing about. I mean, honestly, I woke up very, very late. Up until I seen the shit that they were pulling on Trump and the way they were trying to crucify that man. Before Trump, I honestly knew that all politicians were crooked, but I really thought that they had our best interest at heart. And I mean, when we went to, in the 90s, when we went to Iraq, I volunteered to go. They wouldn't take me because I didn't have a high school diploma. But I was ready to go over there, take a bullet, and die for this country because I still believed that this country was, for the most part, good. I believe that there was bad politicians, but I believe most of the politicians, for the most part, wanted what was best for America. I no longer believe that. Since 2016 till now, all they've shown me is that they could give a fuck less about any of us. We are all expendable. The only thing we are is slaves. We're to go to work, make products to support other slaves so that they can take our fucking money and they can get fucking richer. And that's all we're here for. They could give a shit less about us in any other aspect. Anytime, ungrateful peasant, you got my number, man. Just give me a holler. Yeah, um, same thing, Vinny. My dad was in Vietnam. My dad was pissed off when I was trying to join during Iraq. He went over there. He got blown up twice. He got two Purple Hearts. And back in the 80s, they were giving him a little 60, I think it was $61 check a month for getting blown up twice over there, having PTSD, having nerve damage from the Agent Orange and that. And he told me, he said, your life is only worth the cost of a American flag to fold up to give to your family and a Purple Heart. And that's all your fucking life is worth to them. They could give a shit less about you. Absolutely, Michael. They will. I mean, they will cut anybody's throat to get ahead when they get into office. They could care less about any of us. So, like I said, if you guys ask me about something like Building 7, and I'm not sure what Liberty Ninja's talking about with Bill Cooper, like I said, I never got into any of this stuff until 2016, and really not even 2016 I started questioning shit. It was like 2018 before I really started thinking, man, I've been blind. I mean, if you would have told me that there was politicians and lawyers and judges going over to an island and molesting little kids, diddling little kids, I would have thought you were nuts. You know, I mean, I would have just avoided you. I would never have thought that our government would do stuff like that. And I mean, they don't even try and hide it no more. They just don't care. And that's why I say I won't fucking vote again. It's pointless to fucking vote. It's not an election, it's a selection. You know, they're going to choose who they want in there, who's going to follow their agenda, who's going to protect them, and that's what you're going to get. Until the American people had enough, stand up. And I'm not calling for violence, but until the American people take their country back, this is what we're stuck with. Yeah, like I said, um, James, it was I was real late to the party, man. I mean, real late to the party. You know, I like I said, man, I'm just done with all of it. You know, the politics, the bullshit. You know, there's certain channels out there, and I don't like to mention other channels, but there's certain channels out there that I may not agree with the person all the time, but I actually have respect for. And one of them's Bear Independent. You know, that guy comes out, he gives you good information, he talks about his business and that. But then, you know, he'll tell you at the end of it, he's like, if you're one of them people that's just here for the free information, thanks for watching. Now's your exit cue to go. Those of you that want to support the show, this is for you. He's not saying it's the end of the world, you better buy my shit or you're going to. I hate that shit. That pisses me off. Or these fucking sheep that there's channels where I watch these fuckers for 4 fucking years. CNN lies, ABC lies, you know, this one lies. And then the Russia-Ukraine thing came out, and no matter what NBC, you know, CBS, CNN, no matter what they say, they just believe it all, and they spit the same bullshit that CNN's spitting out, word for word. And some of them even claim that they have inside sources, you know. And it's like, you know what? You're so fucking stupid. You're gonna sit there for fucking 4 years. Fake news, fake news, fake news. Oh, now they're being honest with me. You fucking morons. Sorry, that's just how I feel about it. You know what, Snapper? I'm going to get you on. Since I already started this, I can't, I mean, I would have to stop it and then start a new one to add you. I can't go back and add you. But anytime you want to come on this channel or my gun channel, brother, just let me know. You're a hard person to get a hold of sometimes, so you just let me know ahead of time. And if I don't have nothing going on, you know, like if I wasn't even if I wasn't planning on doing a live, we'll do one just to throw you on. You know. Liberty Ninja Snapper is a very good friend of mine. I consider him like family. He's always welcome to come on. And like I said, if he gives me a date and time, I will let you guys know a week ahead of time if I can, you know, and set it up so that way, you know, there's a few people that I have a high amount of respect for. Obviously, you guys know the Ungrateful Peasant. I had him on. Um, Love Snapper, you know, he's a good friend of mine. There's other creators that are really good friends of mine, but I'm not going to mention them because even though they watch this channel, they try not to be political. Guns Coast to Coast, he doesn't care if I mention him, but I have the utmost respect for him. So, like I said, you know, we'll definitely get Snapper on. You know, if I get a 6-pack Ungrateful Peasant, I'm probably getting divorced. I'm not a very nice drunk, and it's very, very hard. I mean, once in a while I go out to dinner with the wife or something, I'll have 1 or 2 beers, but I try not to do it very often because once I get going, man, it's hard for me to stop. Usually I don't stop for days and days and days. Once I get drunk, I'm just going to be drunk for days and days and days. And I kind of like being married. You know, second wife, we've been together 23 years. I kind of hate to throw it away now. Yeah, there's people with balls, Liberty Ninja. I'll give you that, but not enough. I mean, you've seen it when the mostly peaceful protesters were out there burning down the buildings and that. Kyle Rittenhouse, perfect example. That poor kid, what he went through, you know, out there defending that town. Where were all them townspeople? That entire fucking town should have been out there. Anybody from the age of 16 to 60 should have been out there defending their own town. Why did a kid have to come from another state into that state to help protect that fucking town? Until people stand up, and I'm not calling for violence. You don't need violence. I don't know how many millions of people there are in the United States. But if half of them, just half of them, all stood up, went to the Capitol and said, fuck you, enough's enough, we're not putting up with this shit no more, get your shit straight, or else shit would change. But like I've talked about, I used to go to rallies, Second Amendment rallies. Michigan's a state with I don't know how many millions of people in it. And 70% of the state is hunters. At least 60% of the state's hunters. So, and I know there's more than 1 million people, but if you could get 60% of 1 million people to show up to a Second Amendment march, Governor of Michigan wouldn't be pulling her gun control shit she's trying to pull. But when they look out the window at the Capitol and they see 400 people in a state full of millions, they fucking laugh because they know ain't nobody gonna stand up and do shit. If them 400 people try and stand up, we'll just lock every one of their asses up, or we'll Ruby Ridge these motherfuckers or something. So until the majority just stands up and says enough is enough, you're not changing nothing. Yeah, we're absolutely we're not organized. You know, and I hear that we have to work. You know what? I missed my grandson's birthday party, going to these fucking rallies to make sure that the mostly peaceful protesters didn't burn shit down. I missed my wife's birthday, one of my grandson's birthdays. I took a day off of work every week. Sometimes I took 2 days off of work every week to show up to these rallies, and I'd stay out there sometimes for 2 or 3 days straight. You know, take a Friday off, and I'd be out there Friday, Saturday, Sunday, come home Sunday night, and enough time to grab something to eat real quick, take a 4 or 5 hour nap, and then get up and go back to work Monday. I took way more time off than a lot of people, and so did the guys that I was running with, you know, and it was pointless. 10, 15 guys, 20 guys taking time off work, trying to go out there and protect cities and that, and then go, you know, having our governor go on national television, or, you know, and call us domestic terrorists, the Wall Street Journal, and New York Times, posting pictures of us because we're standing out there with ARs, because, I mean, you know, we all seen what the mostly peaceful protesters did. We're not going to be unarmed, you know. I mean, if Kyle would have been unarmed, they'd have killed that kid, you know. We're out there trying to protect stuff, being called names, having to explain to our grandkids why they're saying bad things about us because we're trying to do something good. You know, I mean, I've heard it all. I was out there, I did it, and it wasn't just me. There was a bunch of us, you know, 15, 20 of us. I think at one time there was 30 of us, but it's just not enough. And I understand people got to work, but at some point, I mean, most people get a couple weeks off for vacation. Schedule your vacation days where you can take a day off here and there to go to these rallies and that. I heard the same stuff, man, when them rallies were going on and when we were going out protecting businesses. Guys I worked with that are talking about patriotism and this and that. I'm like, all right, let's go. I'll drive. You ain't gotta drive or nothing. You know? No, I gotta work, I gotta work. But man, U of M football came, every one of them was at that football game. They couldn't take a day off work, go to a rally to stand up for themselves or go protect the city. They couldn't take a day off, but they could make it to the U of M football game. Hell, they could take a day off to go to a high school football game that didn't even start until after work hours. Absolutely, Michael, we will always be slaves until enough of us stand up and say enough is enough. We're going to have to stick together. You know, there's a lot of truth to that. United we stand, divided we fall. Yeah, I'm pretty much with you, ungrateful peasant. Yeah, there's just a lot of excuses out there. Am I going? on the 19th, Joe, no, I'm not. I'm done with the rallies and that. Like I said, I go out there and, you know, you get a couple hundred people, maybe 300 people, 400 people. It's not, it's pointless until people start standing up, until everybody, or even a majority, even half the people stand up. Just wasting your time, man. You know, and I'm not telling anybody else don't go. I'm not telling people not to vote. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm not voting because to me it's pointless. I'm not doing rallies anymore because to me it's pointless. And sooner or later, you got 20 people or 200 people show up to a rally. At some point, the three-letter groups are going to do something and set you up. You know, like how they had the white supremacists with the Proud Boys. I guess it was last weekend or whatever, and the Proud Boys were ripping their masks off and beating them up. I mean, sooner or later, something's going to happen. And just like J6, you're going to get locked up because people won't stand up. Yeah, and that's the other thing, Ungrateful Peasant. When we did our Second Amendment rallies here in Michigan, we always did them during the week. It does no good to do a Second Amendment rally on a weekend when there's no politicians at the Capitol. You need hundreds of thousands of people to show up to these rallies. And you need these rallies to happen while these people are in office and make as much noise as you can so they can't get no work done. And they got to look out them fucking windows to see what all that noise is. And when they look out that window and see 500,000 or 1 million people, they're going to think twice and real hard about fucking the people. Because there ain't enough cops to control 500,000 or 1 million people. And in a state like Michigan, I'm just going to rough guess, there's probably, and I'm probably wrong, but I bet you there's somewhere between 8 and 10 million people. If you had 1 million people, and let's say there's 10 million, you had 1/10 of the people show up to that Capitol, no violence, just make a lot of noise and let them know you're not putting up with that bullshit, that shit would stop. But it ain't gonna happen. People won't do it. Like I said, Joe, I'm not telling you not to go, brother. You know, I got the utmost respect for you, but it's just, it's pointless, man. You know, now, if the city of Ida was doing something, I'd be there. Because Todd's gun shop, Todd's also on the school board down there. And BLM from Ohio said they were coming up to burn Todd's gun shop down. And I went to that. He was asking for patriots to come down and help guard his store so that BLM, because they didn't know how many BLM were coming, were going to burn it down. I rolled up there. The entire town was out there. There was 10-year-old kids, 8-year-old kids with their BB guns out there. There was moms, teenagers, dads. That entire town came out. They surrounded BLM. Told BLM, you ain't doing shit, motherfuckers. It ain't happening here. BLM was so scared, they brought the Monroe County SWAT team out to surround BLM and protect them. Because that entire fucking town was going to take care of business. And you know what? They never came back, and they never fucked with Todd again. It's the same thing. Unless you show up in mass numbers, you're not changing nothing. You know? Ain't nobody, I promise you, ain't nobody going back to Ida from BLM and fucking talking shit and fucking with Todd's gun shop. I promise you that. Them motherfuckers was so fucking scared. They had the SWAT team out there with a fucking MRAP, and SWAT was out there with assault rifles, because that's what the government likes to call them. They had motherfucking grenade launchers with tear gas and shit, and they were prepared. You know, I mean, they were scared that that town was gonna really fuck them BLM people up. Like I said, I promise you, you won't see BLM show up there again. Yeah, cats rule. I'm with you, man. It just don't make no sense. Yeah, old burn, loot, and murder. Or as I like to call them, butt-licking morons. How you doing, Timothy? Well, unless you guys got any other questions, I'm probably going to call it a night. Yeah, I'm not joking, dude. I seen kids that couldn't. I mean, they might even been younger than 10, but there was 10-year-olds out there, man, and they had their BB guns. And I think just about every armed citizen was out there. I wish they wouldn't have took down the old channel. BLM was laying on the ground yelling, "I can't breathe." And this woman had to be in her 80s, and she had a whistle, and she was getting right in their faces and blowing so loud that you couldn't even hear the kids chanting, you know, the ones laying on the ground going, "I can't breathe." And the entire town was yelling, you know, to the ones they could hear. They'd go, "I can't breathe." And they'd say, "Get the fuck off the ground then, you stupid motherfuckers." And I mean, it was just, I had never seen nothing like that in my life, where a whole town came out. I was so impressed. I was like, man, anything ever goes down in that town, I will be there in a heartbeat, because that's how the American people win, when you stick together. There was no violence, but they scared BLM and them mostly peaceful protesters so fucking bad they never come back. And that's the only way. You know, you don't need violence. You can do the same thing in this country if enough people stood up. Wouldn't have to get violent. Just let them think you would. You get a couple million people, 5 million people in this whole, you know, out of all the people in this country, if you could get 5 million to meet one place, you know, to meet at the U.S. Capitol at one time and say, we're done. Either you fucking fix this shit or else, that shit would stop. I mean, right fucking now. But it'll never happen. It'll never happen because people just won't do it. Yeah, old Ted Nugent. Hunter, I ain't saying I'm right, man. I'm just giving you my opinions on stuff. I'm sure there's more people like me out there. Then again, maybe the good Lord said that one dumbass like me was enough, so I don't know. But all I know is, until the American people stand up together and say enough is enough, ain't nothing gonna fucking change. And you can't have 400 or 500 people show up to a rally and think you're gonna make a change. You need 4 or 5 million. And you need 4 or 5 million to show up to the motherfucking United States Capitol while they're all in there working. And I promise you, I guarantee you, a couple times, maybe 3 times of millions of people showing up saying this motherfucking shit is done, it stops now, it would stop now. They could bring the army in, they could bring the guard in, they could bring whatever they want in. If the people ever get pissed off enough to stand together, just like some of these other countries where you see them out there, you know, they won't be able to stop it. And these fucking politicians are cowards. Ain't none of them fucking got no balls. The only reason they do what they do to us is because we allow it and because they have the Justice Department backing them. But you get you get 1 million people saying enough's enough, we're not fucking doing this shit. All them crooked motherfuckers is gonna get scared, and the shit would stop. Like I said, just my opinion. No, millions won't never show up at once, but you can get pretty close to that to a motherfucking Super Bowl. Yeah, I've never been good with authority either. All right, folks. I think I'm just about ready to call it a night. I appreciate everybody jumping on. And like I said, I don't know. It was just a rant. Don't take anything I say for anything important. I mean, I ain't never been to college or nothing. Like I said, I'm just a pissed off American and feel like venting, you know. And like I said, my eyes was closed for a long fucking time. So, you know, there's people out there got way more information than me, know way better about all this shit than me. I just woke up a few years ago. Anytime, ungrateful peasant. And I'll tell you what, brother, it was such a blast having you on the other night. Thank you, Hunter. You have a good night too. Well, you know, Blaine, I thought so, but I don't know, man. I really just don't know anymore. Vinny, I'm really glad to see you, buddy. I'm hoping some people went and checked out your channel from when I did the other one. Um, like I said, I like you, man. You're a pretty cool kid. Absolutely, tyranny is by consent. I mean, everything that the government does to us, we allow them to do to us. Otherwise, they couldn't do it. There's way too many people and not enough government, not enough military, and not enough police. If all the people were to stand up, there'd be nothing they could do. They would have to do what they're told. They'd just be, they'd be overpowered by the numbers. All right. I hope you guys all have a good night. And them were the thoughts of a pissed off American.